up on AC 24/7, the search continues for the suspect who knocked out power to thousands in North Carolina. Now the FBI says it was warned weeks ago. Plus, we'll show you how Congress honoured the law enforcement officers who protected lawmakers from angry protesters on January 6th. And an update in the Club Q massacre as the suspect in the case is formally charged. Welcome to AC 24/7, I'm Stephen Walker. The search continues for suspects involved in a huge power outage in North Carolina. Tens of thousands were left in the dark after gunmen attacked two substations. 2 weeks ago, the FBI warned of increased threats to the power grid from racially motivated violent extremists. The Advocate Channel's Whitney Wild has the latest.
Electrical crews trying to restore power to more than 30,000 customers in Moore County, North Carolina.
Understand, though, that it's not as simple as changing a light bulb, as it were.
This weekend's attacks on two electrical substations may result in power outages that last several days and cost millions of dollars.
It is a selfish act. It is cruel. There's so many people that are hurting.
While the investigation progresses, Moore County has opened a shelter to help people get by.
Got no way to heat because we don't have a fireplace, and then we don't have no gas grill or anything like that, so we're just stranded.
We're just still smarting from COVID, and now this is just economically, people are going to be really set back.
The FBI is on the ground assisting the investigation as authorities tell the public there is no clear motive for the attack. There were early reports the attack may have been motivated by a local drag show. Law enforcement says no group has taken responsibility.
Early evidence suggests that it was deliberate, and the investigation is underway.
This targeted damage heightens fear of domestic terrorism and highlights the vulnerability of the country's electrical grid. 2 weeks prior to this attack, the FBI said in a bulletin to private industry obtained by CNN that there was an increase in reported threats to electrical infrastructure by individuals supporting racially or ethnically motivated violent extremist ideology, meaning to create civil disorder and inspire further violence.
We want to find who did it. We want to find the motive, but certainly we need to be diligent and vigilant, knowing that our electric grid can be this vulnerable.
The mayor of Pinehurst, North Carolina, says investigators will have to determine if this was a targeted attack by domestic extremists, but he said it was meant to be destructive. Congress is honouring law enforcement officers who protected the Capitol during the January 6th insurrection with gold medals. The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest honour Congress can give. Hundreds of US Capitol Police officers, Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers, and every agent who responded will each receive one. During remarks, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy called the officers heroes, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi thanked them for their sacrifice during what she called one of the nation's darkest hours. The accused gunman in the deadly attack on the LGBTQ nightclub in Colorado Springs has formally been charged. 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich is charged with 305 counts including first-degree murder, attempted murder, assault and bias-motivated crimes. Police say Aldrich shot and killed 5 people before he was wrestled to the ground. At least 19 others were injured. Aldrich is due back in court early next year. One of the men accused of trying to kill Lady Gaga's dog walker has been sentenced. 20-year-old James Howard Jackson was sentenced to 21 years in prison. Jackson pleaded no contest to attempted murder. Police say Gaga's dog walker Ryan Fisher was shot during a robbery. 3 men attacked Fisher and took the pop star's dogs. Fisher survived the attack. The dogs were reunited after Lady Gaga offered reward. The FBI director is doubling down on his concerns surrounding popular social media app TikTok. The director feels the Chinese-made platform poses a serious threat to US national security. The Advocate Channel's Jen Sullivan has a look.
Sounding the alarm on TikTok, the FBI's director is joining a growing chorus cautioning the social media platform is a national security threat.
The Chinese government has shown a willingness to steal Americans' data on a scale that dwarfs any other.
While speaking at the University of Michigan, FBI Director Christopher Wray said the video sharing app, which is owned by Chinese company ByteDance, is collecting data from U.S. users for spying purposes and could gain access to your device through software. He also warns the Chinese government could manipulate content on the app with its recommendation algorithm.
All of these things are in the hands of a government that doesn't share our values.
Last month, the FCC commissioner also called for a nationwide TikTok ban, and earlier this year urged Apple and Google to remove it from their app stores. And last week, South Dakota's governor banned state employees from using the app on government devices. Experts recommend you think twice before downloading it on your phone.
You have a Chinese-owned app that has incredible AI. It's very, very addictive.
Political risk consultant Ian Brennan says the U.S. will likely take a more cautious approach and says he doesn't expect the U.S. government to suddenly ban TikTok nationally.
The U.S. wants to go after issues that are of direct national security concern to the United States, like advanced semiconductors used by the military-industrial complex in China.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
FBI Director Christopher Wray's latest comments come 1 month after he appeared before a Homeland Security Committee hearing and warned that TikTok could be a serious threat to national security. Emmy Award-winning actress Kirstie Alley has died at the age of 71. Alley's family announced the actress's death on social media after a short battle with cancer. The actress rose to fame in the late 80s and early 90s, playing Rebecca Howe, a bar manager in the successful TV comedy Cheers. Alley made her film debut in 1982 with Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. Most recently, she finished second on Dancing with the Stars, and earlier this year appeared on the Fox's Masked Singer as the baby mammoth. Alley's children paid tribute to their mother on social media, saying, as iconic as she was on screen, she was an even more amazing mother and grandmother. The Queen of Christmas is at the top again. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is #1 on the Billboard Global 200 chart. This is the third straight year that the song, which came out in 1994, has topped the chart. Carey's hit has sat on the charts for the last 9 months, with streams hitting over 60 million over the Thanksgiving holiday, boosting it to #1. A new movie that is expanding from limited to wide release this weekend is aimed directly at your heartstrings. The Advocate Channel's David Daniel has a look.
My name is Michael.
You're a great dancer. You're a terrible liar.
And that's Kid.
Jim Parsons and Ben Aldridge star in the love story, Spoiler Alert.
You were so confident. I mean, you just ripped off your clothes like you're a stripper at a bachelorette party. And I basically shower with clothes on.
Fair warning, it's based on Michael Ausiello's memoir, the full title of which was Spoiler Alert, The Hero Dies.
Kid, what is going on? Are you all right? Calm down off the ledge, Mike. I'm seeing a doctor tomorrow.
I'm afraid the news isn't good.
Michael Ausiello had such a healthy attitude psychologically about this is the movie version, not my life version, that offered a lot of freedom.
I went on this journey with someone like Jim Parsons, who I trusted and just has an incredible track record and is such a brilliant artist.
I think you're very cool, and I'm worried that you're going to break my heart.
I think the only way to do it was to really lay ourselves open and be vulnerable to the things that they were, which is obviously the joy of acting, is working with that empathy.
Looking back, this is less of a rom-com and more of a love story. He can't sit for 4 hours. We promised bed.
All the beds are occupied.
Get my husband to bed!
Well, that was Oscar-worthy. Worked for Shirley MacLaine.
It was an intense joy. Yeah. I say that with all sincerity. I have no sarcasm about that as an answer to that. It was so much fun.
I was always afraid Kit would break my heart, and eventually he did. He broke it open.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The Out 100 special is officially here. It features trailblazers and changemakers who are making an impact on the LGBTQ+ community. Here's a taste of what to expect. Thank you for joining us for AC 24/7. For content that advocates for you, go to advocatechannel.com, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Stephen Walker.